All right, let's talk about an invisible war. It's happening right now, all around us, every single second. It's this constant battle against a silent, relentless force. And honestly, the outcome of this battle, it's what determines whether our bridges, our ships, and our skyscrapers stand or fall. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the science of how we test the shields that protect our modern world.
So let me ask you something. When you think about a major threat to our way of life, to all the infrastructure we rely on, what's the first thing that pops into your head?
I'll tell you what it's not. It's not some giant rock hurtling from space. That makes for a great blockbuster movie for sure. But the real enemy is, well, it's a lot sneakier than that.
And nope, it's not some comic book supervillain with a crazy plan either. The threat we're actually up against doesn't need a secret lair or anything like that. It's already here.
You see, this enemy works right out in the open, but we often don't even notice it. It's this slow, creeping process that is just constantly attacking the very foundations of our society.
And that antagonist is corrosion. You probably just call it rust. It's a totally natural process where metals basically try to return to their original, more stable state, like ore. But in doing that, they weaken and destroy pretty much everything, from our cars to massive pipelines.
But of course, humanity is fighting back, and our number one weapon in this war is advanced protective coatings. You can think of them like these high-tech shields, these really thin layers of material that we design to stand between our critical metal structures and the corrosive forces of nature.
And that right there is the multi-billion-dollar question. I mean, you wouldn't send a soldier into battle without testing their armor first, would you? Of course not. It's the exact same idea for these coatings. We have to be absolutely sure they'll hold up, not just for a few days, but for decades.
So to do that, scientists and engineers have come up with what you could call a gauntlet, a whole series of really intense challenges, all designed to prove what a coating is made of. And this isn't just about a simple pass or fail. It's about understanding every single strength and every single weakness.
We're going to break this down into the two main ways we approach this testing. First up is accelerated exposure, which is basically like hitting fast forward on time. And second, we've got electrochemical analysis, which is kind of like giving the coating a full medical checkup to see exactly what's going on at a microscopic level.
So let's start with the time machine. These accelerated exposure tests, they're designed to cram years, sometimes even decades, of environmental abuse into just a few weeks or months. It's brutal, for sure, but it's absolutely necessary to see how a coating is really going to hold up out there in the world. And the most famous of these torture tests is probably the salt spray test. We literally take a coated piece of metal, stick it in a special chamber, and just blast it with this thick, corrosive salt fog. It's designed to mimic years of harsh coastal air or salty winter roads, but in a fraction of the time.
What's really interesting here is how simple the process looks on the surface, but how much the results tell us. You coat your sample, you pop it in the chamber, you let it sit there and endure this relentless salty attack for hundreds of hours, and then you pull it out and inspect it for any sign of weakness, blistering, peeling, or, the dreaded rust.
And this number. This is a perfect example of a huge success. Research has shown that by adding a smart chemical called HEDP to a coating, a sample was able to survive for 720 straight hours in that salt spray chamber with zero visible corrosion. I mean, that's 30 days in a corrosive nightmare, and it came out looking brand new.
Okay, so let's switch gears to our second method. This is where we get a much more complete picture. If the salt spray test is like a trial by combat, then electrochemical analysis, well, that's more like a deep interrogation. It gives us really precise data about how the coating is performing on an invisible electrochemical level.
So one of the most critical things we measure here is something called corrosion current density. Now, you don't have to be a chemist to get this. Just think of it as the speedometer for corrosion. A high number means rust is happening fast. A really, really low number means your shield is holding incredibly strong.
Now check this out. This data comes right from a study on zinc phosphate coatings. That first bar, on the left, that's the corrosion speed for a standard coating. Now look at the bar on the right. It's the exact same coating, but with a special pre-treatment using copper acetate. Look at that drop. The corrosion current just plummeted. So this test didn't just tell us if it was better, it showed us how much better it was.
So let's put these two methods side by side. The accelerated tests, they're amazing for giving us a visual, real-world simulation. They answer that big, simple question: does it fail?
But the electrochemical tests, they go so much deeper. They're all about the data, giving us this microscopic analysis that answers how and why does it protect us, or why does it fail? The thing is, you really need both to get the full story.
So, after all this testing, after putting these coatings through this gauntlet of fire and fog, what have we actually learned? What's the secret sauce that separates a good coating from a truly great one? What's the anatomy of a champion shield?
The research makes it crystal clear. It's never just one thing, it's a combination. It all starts with preparing the surface. Stuff like abrasive blast cleaning gives the coating the best possible grip. Then you've got your smart additives, like that HEDP we saw that survived for 720 hours. You've got advanced materials, like graphene, which studies show massively reduce corrosion. And finally, those pretreatments, like the copper acetate, that create an even stronger barrier.
And this quote from the source material really just nails it. It's not about finding one single magic bullet. It's about creating a system where modern materials like graphene are combined with all these other smart techniques to build a truly effective defense. So, if there's one big takeaway from all of this, it's that a coating is so much more than just a layer of paint. Its real strength comes from the entire process, how the surface is prepped, the intelligence baked into its chemistry, and the way the layers are applied. Every single step is a critical part of that shield. And that kind of leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? We've just seen the incredible level of science that goes into making sure a bridge doesn't just rust away. It really makes you wonder, what other invisible wars are being fought and won all around us every single day thanks to this exact same level of quiet, rigorous innovation?